Hey travel lovers, welcome to A Wanderlust for Life. I'm Jessica, and this is the channel that shows you European gems through food and memorable experiences. And also I share travel tips so you guys could have the best time ever. Today I'm going to share with you 13 outdated travel hacks that it's time to ditch. Number 1 is travel-sized products that you can't refill. Some of these you can. This is just an example, but the ones that you can't refill and you just have to keep buying over and over again in the travel size, time to ditch them. Either get one of these that is labeled with the product that you are refilling and then refill it from your home and the bigger bottle that you have at home, or get something like a Go Tube, and then they have like super wide mouths. It makes it super easy to fill, super easy to clean. They're silicone and they're pretty high quality. So I definitely recommend something like that instead of just making a whole bunch of plastic waste. Number 2, putting everything into packing cubes. I have a very specific opinion about packing cubes. If you want me to do a packing video where I show you exactly how I pack and how I use packing cubes, let me know down below. But everything does not have to go into a packing cube, and I am so sick of everybody saying that. Hidden money belts, where you're hiding, you know, that thin thing inside your pants or under your shirt or something. Now, if you love these, more power to you. I just find that they are super awkward to get anything in and out of if you actually need them in the moment. So if you're just like keeping it to keep your passport on your body while you're walking around, more power to you. Basically, you do you. These are just tips that hopefully will actually make life a little easier for you. So instead of that, I recommend getting more of a theft deterrent bag. I use PackSafe products. They're not sponsoring or anything. I've just been using them for years. Here's like a little sling purse that I use a lot. I don't ever worry when I'm wearing one of these. And I recently actually, this was gifted to me by PackSafe, but I recently got this backpack. And the thing is, you can make the zippers so people can't easily get into them, and then you can put the straps around a chair or table leg or something like that so nobody can like snatch it from you, and they're slash proof and all that kind of stuff. But that is what I use instead of like under the shirt and pants kind of a thing. Traveler's checks. It's really hard to actually find places that will give you money from traveler's checks. It's just another thing to carry, and if you use your ATM card, when you get somewhere, use a local bank is the ideal way to do this to avoid extra fees and get out local currency there. So a couple tips here: let your bank know you're traveling abroad. See if your bank charges you for something like this. And number 3, try to find a local bank and not like one of the tourist ATMs, because then you'll save a little bit on that. Even better, check and see if you can open kind of like a travel card so that you can just take in and out money. I personally use Wise Travel Card, and I love it because I can just transfer money from my American account, I can transfer money from my Dutch account, I can put it on that, and that has actually saved me in Portugal when for whatever reason my Dutch card would not work. I figured it out and everything, but I did actually use my Wise card. I just moved money from my Dutch bank account. Easy peasy. So it also has chip and pin, so it's really, really easy to use and super fast. Buying flights on a Tuesday. Okay, I have heard from several experts saying that this is not actually a thing. You just need to like start watching the flight prices. So a good way to do this is like on Google Flights, I think even Skyscanner does this, is set a price alert so that you can actually watch the prices go up and down. Like on Google, once you set that, you can actually see like where the prices are going. So set this like really early on, as soon as you're even thinking about going somewhere, because it's not like, you know, you have to pay anything for it. And you certainly don't have to buy the ticket if it's not, you know, at the price that you want. But there are so many different filters that you can do. So we will do like SkyTeam so that we can continue to build our status on SkyTeam. And that way, you know, you can get the kind of airline that you want to fly, and it just makes life so much easier and less expensive. This is a no-brainer, but I'm going to say it anyway. Bottled water. Stop buying bottled water. Seriously. I also read something about people would take their own water bottle, but then ask as soon as they got on the plane to fill it up. Don't do that. Like so many airports, especially now, because they were closed for a long time, like a lot of water fountains were closed in the airports, but now a lot of them are opening back up. You can fill your water bottle in the airport. Even the places that have it so that you have to go through security again at the gate, yes, that's a thing in some places, it's very annoying, there's still a water filling station in the gate usually, so you can still fill it up. But don't be buying water. I like my stainless steel water bottle. It comes with its own challenges. Some people recommend the kind that roll up. Unless you can easily clean that, I do not suggest that, because that just sounds like mildew and nastiness waiting to happen. But just take your own water bottle, please. It's like shopping bags at this point. You need to have your own shopping bags. You need to have your own water bottle. Bringing books on the flight. Now, this is not really a hack necessarily, as much as it is just to, travel nicer and have some entertainment on the flight, but that's out. Like, don't bring full-size books. I know some of you are gonna be yelling at me like, no, I love the smell of books, or I tear the book in half and I take what I have left. I mean, again, you do you. I'm just giving my recommendations as a professional traveler for the last 5 years. Get yourself either like an e-reader, or in my case, Sean bought me an e-writer for my birthday the other year, and it's the best thing ever. It's a notebook. And it's also an e-reader, so it's hooked up to Kindle. And I love this thing so much. But I know nowadays, like, Kindle has like so many things on it, so I'm sure y'all are just gonna go buy a Kindle. But I'll leave some of those linked down below for you if you're interested in getting what I have, or if you're just interested in getting a Kindle if you don't already have one. Wireless headphones. You can take these if you're just listening on your phone, and I'm sure they're great. But the thing is, if you're gonna fly long distance and you want to watch a movie on the plane, you either need to get wired headphones to plug into the plane, or you need to get an adapter. So I will leave a link to both of those down below. I'll leave the link to my favorite headphones, which are like a Bose in-ear headphones. Are the only things that feel comfortable to me, but they are so great, and they're also noise canceling, so you don't miss out on that. And you don't have to use the really painful airplane headphones just to watch a movie. A lot of people like to say a travel hack is to take a red-eye flight or red-eye train to get to their destination so they can sleep and then wake up all fresh. The reality is that does not happen to most people. First of all, red-eye flights, unless you're somebody who can sleep on a plane, if you are, like the video and let me know down in the comments, because you are some kind of miracle. I do not understand this. I cannot sleep on flights, but if you can, maybe this does not apply to you. But on flights, it's really hard to sleep. The air is super dry. There's usually noise going on around you. There's weird stuff happening. It's not a restful sleep, even if you do sleep. And on a train, you might be like, oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I thought so too. But no, because there are stops throughout the night. And at least the ones that I've been on, they make announcements, and the speaker's like right by your head if you have the top bunk. And also, depending on how you feel where you are, you may not feel comfortable sleeping because of your bags, and you might be afraid, somebody might steal your bags or something, which again is why I use pack safe bags, because I wrap it around something and lock it there. But yeah, it's not as relaxing and easy to sleep as you might think. And travel days, in my opinion, are very hard in general, and you will not get to your destination all refreshed. And this isn't just me, like I have friends who have tried this as well, and it doesn't work like you think it will. Budget airlines. Now hear me out. Hear me out. If you want to fly budget airlines and you don't have a problem with it, and you don't mind flying carry-on only and paying extra for your seat and paying extra for your bag and paying extra for food, then just ignore me, because again, if that's how you want to travel, go for it. I don't believe in, that's such a weird way to put it. I don't like flying budget airlines because they do nickel and dime you. And in at least half the time, I feel like if you paid for a full price ticket somewhere else, it would actually like equal out the same if you're like checking a bag and you want to sit next to your partner and all of that. So it does depend on your needs and how you travel. But I find that buying a KLM ticket, and again, because I have status, it's a little bit different, but I don't have to pay to check a bag. I don't have to pay to pick my seat. And because I have status, I get to eat in the lounge. And even if I don't have status, you still get food on the flight, and you get drink, and the service is better, which is the biggest thing. Like, I'm listing off all these little things. It's really the service for me. If something happens to the flight, I get rebooked very quickly. I get alerts constantly. They're just so much better, in my opinion. I realize that comes from a place of privilege, but in a lot of times you might actually kind of break even and get better service. Placing the luggage at the front of the plane. So if you're one of those people who walk on the plane and you put your luggage like towards the front, but you're sitting all the way in the back, you're a jerk. Seriously, you're such a jerk because you are taking the space away from the people who are already there. And unless that is completely full already, that is a jerk move because you need to be taking your bag to where you're seating. That is kind of how this works. So don't be that person, and don't be that person who just like puts their jacket right in the middle and everything like that. That's just, it's not nice. But yeah, keep your bag with you and then put it there. If there's no room, the flight attendant will find a spot for it. So please don't be that person. And lastly, meeting locals at hostels. Hostels are great for meeting people, not necessarily meeting locals. So if you're going somewhere and you're like, oh, I want to get in the culture, I want to meet people, I want to meet locals, and so I'm going to stay in a hostel. It's not really how it works. So if you're just up for meeting fellow travelers, that is awesome. I think, you know, meeting other people on the road, especially if you're a solo traveler, is so great. And even as somebody who usually travels with my husband, I also love meeting people. But if you want to meet locals, there are other ways to do that. And again, let me know if you want a video on that. Write me a comment down below so that I know. So what do you think? Do you have anything to add here? Do you really disagree with something that I said? I'm guessing the budget airline is probably going to be one of them. But again, you know, travel how you want to travel and how works best for you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you want more travel tips and more travel around Europe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.